Give them a few minutes to get here. It is 74 degrees in February.
The middle of winter.
In February. The birds are singing.
The weeds are growing.
The weeds are. Why do we have to bring up the weeds?
Because they're such a nuisance. It's like every time I look out, there's another one rearing its ugly head where it's not supposed to. They're unwanted guests. They're uninvited. They're a nuisance, and they're annoying, and they're everywhere. So,
but the planet has weeds. I mean, it's got to substitute the places that grass can't grow.
Look, I don't want the weeds in the flower garden.
Well,
the weather. She said, "How's the weather there?" It's beautiful.
Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it's 74.
Gorgeous.
Yesterday was what, 70? Today's 74.
Today's getting up to 80.
Almost 80.
They're saying it could touch 80.
It's February.
It is February.
It's like February. It's really strange. So how's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying this winter? This sounds kind of strange.
In Australia, it's summer, so you can't say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
Over
we're
there.
getting their heat.
Got
We're
a
probably getting
crap
more
ton
cool.
of clients in the middle of summer right now.
Yeah.
And they come on screen and they have tank tops on and they're all tan.
I'm all tan.
Right.
Oh.
I'm about to be.
Yeah. So, you guys have any questions? You guys, happy Tuesday. We just wanted to come out, pop out, and say, hey, how are you guys doing? We're thinking about you. We just came off of coming up. We just saw, an inch and a half of snow just dump immediately in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah, we were up there for a hockey tournament and some work. And
yes.
Wow.
That was really cool to be up in Notre Dame territory.
That was cool.
So that was really
cool.
An amazing experience. If you've never been there, I would recommend you at least go there once because you've never seen.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah. The energy there is real. It's real powerful. Questions? Does anybody have any questions?
Anything you guys want to talk about?
I'm ready to answer some questions.
Yeah, you guys have us for like 10 minutes before our next one. We thought we would just come out here and
say hi. We have a session.
Yep.
And I think we will pop back in a little bit later this afternoon. No, I think we're going live in our group.
Well, sometimes we'll
go live in our group.
Yeah, there's
Twin Flame Work Group, by the way, by Relationship Reinvented.
And Relationship Reinvented. We have a
Relationship Reinvented.
It's pretty big. A lot of posts in there just for yourself.
Yeah, the thing is, Relationship Reinvented is our business. It is not Twin Flame based, but we do Twin Flame coaching.
And there are coaches. Let us mention that because we do have a coaching page coming back. We've been redoing our website, so that is coming. So please keep looking at that. It's right there on the horizon.
Yeah.
Probably later today.
And if you're interested in becoming a Relationship Reinvented coach, this program's up and coming, and I'm going to not stop until it just blows up. It's on its way. So if you're interested in becoming a Relationship Reinvented coach, and that can be anything. It doesn't have to be Twin Flame based or a Twin Flame coach. You can be a life coach. You can be a relationship coach, a premarital coach, so many things. Yeah. A marital coach, and you can a dietary coach, whatever you want to do. You just get a hold of us, and we will get you on the right track and put you in the program. It's pretty awesome. All right. How can I know for sure? God told me a guy is my twin. I see the numbers and signs, but they only wants a sexual relationship.
That's a pretty interesting question. I guess it leads me to ask a different question.
Can you answer the question before you? Well, ask the question first. I'm curious.
Well, I guess the question would be, how do you communicate how you feel about this person you know that you feel this deep connection to? Does it come through more in a sexual way, or does it come through in every aspect? Because sometimes it's really hard to communicate in this connection because your words get taken away.
That's true.
Okay. So sometimes it's lack of how do you communicate with somebody you feel this deep, powerful connection to. There's so many different ways to communicate, but the thing is you start having that dialogue in the mind, and that's usually when they're not really quite sure what you mean. So I would say you can have the numbers, the signs, and you're thinking that unless they looked at you and said, hey, I only want a sexual relationship with you, And if that conversation has actually happened, what did you say in return? That make sense?
Yes. Yeah. And the first part of the question is kind of bothering me. How can I know for sure God told me this guy's my twin? I don't know that. I know that we cannot tell you anybody is your twin because we cannot feel what you feel. We cannot experience what you experience. There are signs and symptoms out there, and that's something you know in your knower. That's something you know in your knower. We have ways to bring that out in your knower, but it's something you just know in your knower. I hope that helped. I don't feel like it did, but I hope it did. I don't know about my twin flame contact. All I do contract. Yeah, I clearly need contacts.
Yeah.
All I do is accept my fate. He takes my fate back.
He takes my fate back.
How? You're gonna have to explain that. I'm real curious. I really am curious.
Down here was more.
Okay.
I shook off my spirit, my thug spirit. How do I get it back? Street smart spirit. How do I get it back? This person you're in this connection, do they know about this street smart spirit you actually have in you, and how do you communicate from that spirit? I guess that would be the question. He's going to school. Okay. So when you say fate, because there are so many different definitions that we can all go by when it comes to fate or destiny. When you say fate, that you're going to end up one way or end up another way, what is fate to you? He's going to law school to become president of the United States. Oh, very inspiring.
That is very inspiring. And there's hope. And I don't get political, but I see hope. Yeah. Can getting sick every 3 weeks be purging being a TF? I have no idea if my TF has been sick, but holy hell, it's been brutal and pain in body. Girl, look. Look. We have had this round bout of flu, sickness, a hot mess around here. I've chemicaled this house twice. Believe me, there was some clearing going on. There was some clearing happening. Can you be cleared from being a twin flame? I don't believe so. That's my personal belief. That's my personal opinion. If you ask somebody else, they'll be like, yep. But believe me, I've tried to scrub this one off. And he just is a stain on my brain. He's a stain on my soul that you can't get out with bleach. And most of the time, I don't want him out now. Oh.
Okay. I think we were here. Questioning twin flame when masculine is married unhappily. I'm in a bad place.
Oh, man. Where's your worth? Stop being a side chick and find your worth. And he'll get his shit together and he'll come around.
In this case, would your worth be equivalent to loving yourself in space where you have to love yourself in that space?
For sure.
I guess there's probably a different way I could say that. How do you love yourself through knowing that the person you're connected to is with somebody else?
Happened to me.
It happened to me too.
Yes, it did.
And there was a surrender point. Where you have to surrender to what is. You have to surrender to everything that's going on. Because if you don't, you end up suffering and you're pointing at them as the reason for suffering. Right. And they don't even, making them responsible for that just puts it further and further away, doesn't it? I guess I would look at it that way.
Right.
Lee, how is your relationship with your ex-wife? We get along. We do.
She comes out here.
Yeah, she's been out here a few times.
She's been out here a few times.
We get along, I guess, from the standpoint that, we created a very beautiful baby boy who now has a baby boy of his own. So I would say that, you and her get along great.
Yeah.
And me and her get
She
along
made me the most
good. I don't know
beautiful
about great.
mala.
Yeah.
Made out of rose upstairs, hanging in our bedroom. It's made out of rose quartz. His ex-wife made me made out of rose quartz, the most beautiful mala. It's so pretty and it's very powerful.
She's a very sweet woman.
She's
she really
made some
is.
really cool. She's given me a couple really good pendulums, and yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, she's not as out here as much as Ron is. Cameron's 10, that's why, or 9, but
she's about out here the same amount as Rick is.
yeah, about my first ex-husband. They believe me, we've had them all here at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was fine. We get along with all of them.
Okay. I like him, but I want to get to know him better, but he kind of distant in communication. Have you asked him why he's distant in communication?
Man, because communication, it's key. If you're not talking, then you're assuming, and then you're mind reading.
Ooh.
And we
that's a whole other
bad.
separate. That's a whole other separate. We could go so deep in that. If you're struggling through something like that, Coach is here to help.
Yeah.
We're here to help.
Yeah, we need to make a video on that.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got one more question, and we gotta go. Have you come across many twins that are both gifted in some kind of psychic abilities?
A few.
Yeah. Yeah.
Few.
I would say. Because of, I think, our deep connection and the gifts that we're given, it's a little different. We don't really focus on that area because we got to get rid of a whole lot of mind noise before that can actually become full and effective and different way of understanding it. So I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And people who aren't.